Okay, your state will constantly fluctuate. Right actions are actions that that consistently put you into the highest state possible. Over the long term though, not over the short term. For the short term, you might have to sacrifice state for 1, 2, 3 years to get your business up to 6 figures, then up to 250, then up, being able to delegate what you hate so that you've moved your condition forward. You might have to sacrifice state to get there, but we're looking at this game of life as the whole, as the long term, okay? Because otherwise, if you were looking for just this moment, it would be do MDMA. But obviously that is not a good long-term strategy, okay? The state over the course of a lifetime, and that means making short-term sacrifices to elevate your condition over the long term. I'm all about happiness. That's the number one thing for me. That's the number one thing in my life. That's everything that this business is about. Every single article and video I've ever done is to allow you to live in the most consistently happy state possible, to give you all the strategies to live in that consistently happy state as possible. But you have to solve money to be able to do that. And you have to keep pushing, even when you're frustrated and angry and disappointed, to get through to solve money. Otherwise, money problems are going to smack you in the head for the rest of your life. If you don't get it solved, they're going to keep hitting you again and again and again and again if you don't fully focus on getting that solved. Okay? So when I'm getting off the floor, off this food poisoning, I got my strength back. I was right back to taking the right actions the next day and made sure to never eat raw fish again. But I wasn't tough in that moment. So I'm not tough. I've just chosen to take the right actions in the past after a long period of not taking the right actions, by the way, when I was younger, and will continue to choose to take the right actions in the future. It's not about toughness. It's not about having to become anything to be successful, getting a degree or reading, the right book or anything like this. Okay? So when you're saying, or when a client's saying to me that they don't have the commitment, what you're really saying is you refuse to take the actions necessary for success because you don't want to win badly enough. Okay? You want it, but you don't really want it. If you're not putting in if you're broken, you're not putting in like 10 hours a day, you don't want anything. I'll tell you that right now. You're lying to yourself and you're lying to other people. Okay? Because it's not about becoming. It's not about getting a degree in entrepreneurship. Okay? That doesn't make you an entrepreneur. Becoming successful is merely the result of consistently taking the right actions over 3 to 5 to 7 years. From living Groundhog Day every day, making your 100 calls and taking off tasks in the same office day after day for what feels like forever, where you feel like you're just doing the same thing every fucking day. Okay? And then doing that for another year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, 6 years, 7 years. Then you become an overnight success. That's how it works. All right, well, all your friends are out on Friday, you're working. You're hunched over a computer working. When it's nice outside like it is today, I'm in here doing a video. I want to be on my motorcycle in the mountains right now. I don't want to be doing this, okay? I'm doing this because it's my commitment to do these things. That's the reality. Okay, identity is an illusion, which you can use, but the key to getting and being able to use that illusion of successful entrepreneur is taking the right actions. Processing is worthless. You don't need to focus on all the things you've done wrong or go back to your childhood and process things so that some point, sometime in the future, you can be fully perfect and get all these things together. All you're doing is wasting time and opening up old wounds. All that exists is the present moment. In the present moment, you want to be doing what the most productive thing for you is possibly. Okay, productive meaning is going to get you the most consistent state over the long term. And if you're relatively young and you're not wealthy already, the most productive thing for you almost always is going to be doing some type of work, and it's usually going to be the type of work that you least want to do until you have money solved. Okay? Shaming yourself is worthless. You don't need to beat up on yourself and wallow in your own misery while you play the victim. Not only does that waste time, toxic shame murders your soul. Okay? You don't need to think back and beat yourself up and tell yourself you're worthless because you took the wrong actions. You just need to take the right fucking actions in the future. That's it. All you need to do is recognize you took the wrong actions. Okay, you chose the wrong girl, you didn't choose business ownership, you didn't make the cold calls, you didn't sacrifice weekends, whatever it was, or a combination of all those things. and just make the decision that you'll choose the right actions in the future, because it's in your character as a man. And if it's not, make it in your character that you are the guy who is committed, you're dedicated, you choose the right actions, you're consistently willing to wake up and fight and choose those right actions forever until you fucking die. All right, because there's no sitting on the sidelines in the game of life. And if you want a good part, if you want a better part, if you want to go from broke failure to successful entrepreneur, or middling entrepreneur to more successful entrepreneur, or successful entrepreneur to really fucking successful entrepreneur, if you want those better parts in the movie or the stage of life, you just need to consistently choose better actions over time. Life doesn't take breaks. There's no sitting on the sidelines. You're either moving into a worse part or a better part. And you want to consistently be moving forward into a better condition. Okay? And make that part of your character, that you're committed, that you're dedicated. Tell yourself enough is enough. And that moving forward, you will consistently take the right actions and never give up. Because it's not about motivation, it's dedication that gets you across the line. Dedication means you work when you're sick, you work when you're tired, you work when you're not motivated. Working when you're motivated is easy. Any idiot can do that, okay? There's millions of wannabe entrepreneurs who only work when they're motivated and they never succeed, because success is being dedicated forever, okay? It's consistent forever and taking those actions forever, every day, all right?